Eva Githuku is a credit expert and trainer with over 20 years of experience in credit and financial planning. She helps people prepare for and access the credit they need to grow. She simplifies the loan process, guiding you every step of the way to achieve your financial goal and unlock the new opportunities. As a credit expert and trainer, she does not only provide training, but also equip you with the tools and guidance you need to secure personal or business loans. She helps you plan your financial journey to ensure that the loan serves its purpose and prepare you for repayment. Whether it's budgeting, planning, or even investing your funds, she is always there to support. She has worked in various local banks as a credit manager, lending to retail, SMEs, and corporates. She has also worked with an international fintech lending to business across Africa. She has consulted for a wide range of businesses from startups to large SMEs. Additionally, she has worked abroad with Merrill Lynch, a Fortune 500 company, as a fund manager overseeing pension scheme funds. She holds an MBA, Northwood University, Michigan, USA, and a bachelor's degree, BEd Arts, Kenyatta University. Her passion lies in helping SMEs grow by accessing affordable credit. She wants to empower Kenyans, especially women and youth, through entrepreneurship so they can achieve financial freedom and avoid the trap of unregulated lenders. At this point, and I said this is a special one, so let us open our hands very wide and then bring them together as we bring to the platform our sister Eva Githuku. Yay! Karibu.
Thank you, Dottie, for that amazing introduction. And thank you, everybody. Yes, it does look nice from up here. As you've heard, my name is Eva Githuku. So I will start again. It is such a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today. Thank you all for joining us to celebrate The Way She Leads, a book that captures stories that have been told by women authentically, stories of leadership, resilience, and strength. The authors sharing in this book are incredible, and I feel thrilled to be a part of them today. So, welcome. I have written chapter 3, and I would like to start by saying, in life, I go by this quote: choose progress over perfection. Because if you wait for perfection, then a moment like this would never come. If you ask any of these authors, none of them were ready for this moment. But they chose progress over perfection. And here we are. My chapter, as I said, it talks about tenacious and resilience. What is tenacity? A simple definition, if you look it up in Google, for the word tenacity, is persistent determination. And why is this quality important in leadership? In leadership, tenacity is more than just setting goals. It's more than following those goals. It is staying determined, even when our plans do not work. Even when sometimes the path gets tough, it is that determination that keeps us going. And what is resilience? Once again, a simple definition for the word resilience is capacity to withstand and recover quickly from difficulties. As you'd say, spring back. We all know the journey of life is full of setbacks. And what helps us to learn and to keep going is resilience, because that resilience helps us not to hold back. Whether it's a project at work that didn't work out, whether it is a missed opportunity, or a challenging decision that you need to make, Resilience is that spark that will let us get back and try again. And it is in this moment we grow as leaders. So tenacity and resilience, they are not just about pushing forward. They are about understanding why we lead and the people we lead. And I will tell you, sometimes as a leader, all odds will go against you. You will completely just not get it, and sometimes you may fail. At this point, I want to give an example of our athletes. We are in Kenya, that's what we are known for. Those athletes who train for marathons. Sometimes they will train for 6, 7 months, sometimes years. And then when that day for that race comes, all odds can fail. The weather may not be what you thought it would be. The terrain for where you're running may not be what you expected. And guess what? They will fail and they will not win that marathon. But they do not give up. They dust themselves up again and train for another 6, 7 months for the next marathon. And that is what I call resilience. As I have shared in my chapter, it is in this moment of failure that you have to find that little determination in you to keep going. And I know when things are not looking up, sometimes it's easier to just stay down and bury our heads. But as leaders, we cannot do this now because there are people watching us and the impact you're putting on them. So what is important at that moment is to get up. And it's not how big you spring back. I know the society teaches us about big comeback stories, and big comeback stories are very nice. But what I have learned, what matters is how fast you get up and the small steps you start to make towards your comeback. You keep putting one foot in front of the other. Just keep that determination and do not quit. Now, if you have the book, I have started my chapter by saying that I am a storyteller. So I cannot leave here before I tell you a story. So, August 22nd, 2023, I went to see my doctor for what was meant to be a routine checkup. I had had a small surgery, and for the most part, I was healed. So this was really just supposed to be that last visit to confirm all was well. But what he told me would change my life forever. My results from the surgery showed that I had stage 2 breast cancer. At that point, my whole life flashed in front of me. All I could think of was my children. No offense to my husband. He's here, by the way. And he came in a quick second. But in all this, at that moment, I really thought I was going to die. The doctor, he did his best to explain to me and assure me that my disease had been caught at an early stage and that the world of medicine had changed. They had better ways of now dealing with these situations. And, my chances were good. But of course, at the time, I had nothing. All I could see was black. And at that moment, I wanted to bury my head and stay down. What's the use? I mean, it's cancer. What are the chances of coming back up? Anyway, after composing myself, I went home still in a daze. And after a day or two, I called myself to a meeting. And I told myself, and at that day I resolved, I was going to fight. I was going to fight this monster. And I called in that persistent determination and the tenacity, and decided I was only going to focus on beating this thing. The next day, I took my first step. I went back to the same doctor, and he gave me a treatment plan, which we discussed in length over a long period, because most of the things he was talking about are things I never even imagined I would have to have conversations about. I kept thinking a few days ago I was okay, and in fact I was. And even at that moment, I was okay. I was not in pain. Nothing about me had changed. I was fine. But the complexities of cancer. I promised myself I would follow his treatment plan to the letter. But what followed was nothing I could ever have prepared for. Cancer treatment is a world of its own. It's filled with complexities, endless hospital visits, injections, one test after another. At one point, you're balancing your vitals. Today, your hemoglobin is too low for you to take your chemotherapy. Tomorrow, your immunity is dangerously low. You shouldn't even leave the house. The next day, your platelets are too low. To balance your immunity brings down your platelets. And it's just a dance. Your liver function is not doing well. And to deal with all these side effects, you're taking numerous and numerous pills, which really I don't even think they work, because there's something called nausea in the world of cancer. And it is so bad that there were days I could barely, and there were other days I was too weak to move. So it's like a constant battle between the and my body. But all, I decided I was going to fight. In fact, I make a joke that I learned so many medical terms. Honestly, medical school should give me something, some credits or something towards a medical degree. But in all this, I chose to keep going, no matter how hard it was. There were days I would carry my laptop, because I was still working. I would carry my laptop, and I would have meetings while having my chemotherapy. So an IV on one hand and a meeting on the other hand. Of course, if they ask me a difficult question, I'd switch on my video. And once they see my IV, they would leave me alone. And on some days, I would wear my or a head wrap and attend my kids' functions in school. You know why? Because life has to go on. And it is, in fact, during this battle that Zion Pearl Publishers reached out to me to be a part of this project. In fact, I feel so bad for them because I kept making a meeting with Mr. Duso, and then I'd go for a treatment in the morning, and then I'd come home and fall asleep and forget the meeting. Thank God he never gave up on me, which is how I am here today. So I would like to say my chapter was written when I was in the middle of radiotherapy. I finished, thank you. I finished my treatment on 30th of August. So really just 2 months ago. So 16 rounds of chemotherapy, 1 mastectomy, and 15 rounds of radiotherapy later, and numerous hospital visits and injections. I stand in front of you today, not as a cancer patient, but as a cancer survivor. And that, to me, is my embodiment of resilience and tenacity. No matter how hard it gets, you have to find that little determination in you to keep going. And as I said, it's the little steps that you start to make that will get you there. And I know there are many warriors, maybe some are misters here, and it's not only in cancer. There are many other journeys, many battling diabetes, heart diseases, kidney failure, HIV. And I commend all of you for your resilience, and may you keep going. And we've just completed the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I would like to urge everybody here, please pay attention to your health. As I said, everything was perfect with me. There was nothing wrong. I was not in pain. So just pay attention. They call it, I told you, I know very many medical terms. They call it high index of suspicion. Just when you notice something different, please see your doctor. And I will urge, especially women, because I can only talk about the cancer that I know, please learn how to do that self-examination. Go to ChatGPT today, go to Google, anywhere, just figure out how to do it. And even after this, you can see me, it takes only a minute to explain. And even to the men here who do not take attention, especially to their health, please do those tests. Thank you. Effects of chemotherapy. Please just take a moment to do those tests, because screening is the game changer in this disease. Early detection is everything. In conclusion, let us embrace the changes that come our way. When things happen, don't ask why me, because nobody deserves bad things. All you do is call yourself into a meeting, then call in your resilience and weather it. And in our leadership journey, let's remember to show empathy, and let's remember everything we do is impacting others. And leaders are not only found in boardrooms, or they are not the ones that direct people. I will read something from the book. You have the book. Please open with me page 52. And this is what I say. In conclusion, leadership isn't just about directing people. There are many ways to be a leader. You can be a leader in your area of expertise by providing timely and beneficial information that make people look up to you. You can also be a leader by becoming someone who exudes so much positive energy that people want to be around you. And in turn, you provide leadership. And you can also be very good at empathy, that you learn how to deal with different situations and provide leadership in various contexts. Wherever you find yourself in leadership, remember it's a process. It's a continuous journey of learning and growth, embracing challenges, seeking feedback, cultivating understanding, and fostering connections. Most of all, you will learn leadership qualities through experience and facing adversity. But at the end of the day, the most important quality of all is empathy. How you make those around you feel and how you change or impact their lives. You will notice today all the 13 authors are wearing a ribbon like the one I have. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me and for doing that in honor of me today.